Oh, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to this hopeful look forward to the year 2020 and what I will hopefully things that I would like to stream and turn into video content this year. Now, I know that a 12th of this year has already passed me by, but that's because this year started off bad. Like, real bad. It started off with I lost my Nana right at the beginning of the year. She'd had a stroke right before Christmas. Yeah, because Mom was gonna come home, and then Mom didn't come home because Nana had a stroke. So yeah, she had a stroke right before Christmas, and then she died, which a few weeks later, which is a bummer. It is horrible, and it really messed up my head. For most of this month, it turns out. But yeah. So now this year, I'm back in the groove, and so I want to see some of the stuff that I really hope I get to play this year. Now, last video, I talked about all the stuff I played this year, or I guess in 2019. There we go. Now, I want to start with a thing. I always want to find a game that I can just stream and not care about turning into YouTube content, just to chill. And I finally found that game for this year, I think, and it's going to be Skyrim. I tried to make this happen last year and couldn't because I was trying to play the special edition, and for some reason, something about the special edition gives me like an eye strain headache within minutes of starting it. I don't know, but it's like right here and it hurts. But it turns out that the non-special Skyrim doesn't. I installed it and played through the intro and was like, let me run around a bit and see if this bothers me. And 3 hours later, I was like, I should stop and go to bed. And then I did a first, test stream to see what would happen. And I streamed for 6 hours and I had a steady audience the whole way through. And I was like, huh. So that's a thing I'm probably going to do. Just whenever I have lots of stuff, like recorded streams and whatnot, just stacked up, waiting to go to YouTube, I can just play Skyrim. So it'll be nice. Yeah. But in no particular, well, I guess in alphabetical order, just because we're looking at this in Steam. Well, no, not even that. So first, a few things that aren't on Steam. I'm gonna play Untitled Goose Game next. That's the next game that I'm gonna start. Because Untitled Goose Game is hilarious and totally my type of game. I think. I haven't played it yet. So that's what we're gonna start with. That's on the Switch, so it's not in Steam. So, I'm also, I think I want to play through Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, either on the Switch or on the SNES Classic, depending on which one's just easier to make happen. Just because I just finished Link's Awakening, and I really want to go back and play Link to the Past. Like bad. Like real bad. Like, ooh, I want to do it. So those are two things not on here that are definitely on the docket, that are almost certainly going to happen. Untitled Goose Game is going to happen. Link's Awakening, or not Link's Awakening, Link to the Past, I haven't figured out if I'm going to go ahead and do that or wait a while. I don't know. But, so this is just some games. Some of these I've had installed for a while, and some of them I've just wanted to play for a while. So just in no particular order, we got Bastion. Now, Bastion is a game. This is a gift from Will Moran's. How do I get there? Go to the store page. Bastion is a game by Supergiant, who've released, I think it's 4 games, might be 5 now, starting with Bastion, that are just classic, some of the best in their genres. And I haven't played any of them. Though I'm pretty sure I own all of them. I might not own Transistor, but I know I own Pyre and Hades. And Bastion, obviously. So I think it would be nice to finally go ahead and play one of these, and Bastion, with its well-known narrator, just seems like the best place to start. It's also, you know, the first one. What? I might play Zelda 2, but I'm not going to finish Zelda 2, because Zelda 2, as I said previously, is not a good game. Like, the actual gameplay itself and whatnot is fine, but the continues and the way experience resets if you lose all your lives and all of that, it's just awful, and it turns the game into a chore rather than a game. And I'm not here to play games that I don't like. I'm not one of those people. Bendy and the Ink Machine is one I was gonna play last year for spooky season and just didn't get around to. So hopefully that's a thing that I can do. Hopefully. It's not very long. I should be able to knock it out in a stream, maybe 2, since I don't know what I'm doing. But it's one of those walking simulator style spooky games, and I just want to do it. I might not even wait for spooky season, honestly. I might just play the damn thing. I want to go back and play the second half of Curse of the Moon. There's like a second quest in Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Because of what happens at the end of the first playthrough, which I don't want to spoil, but you only have 3 characters and everything's harder. And that'll get you, I think, the true ending. So I really want to play that. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, is another of those just absolute classics that it doesn't take very long to play through. I just never took the time to do so. This is one I'm pretty sure I can just knock out in one stream, and maybe even one YouTube video, maybe 2. I don't know how long the game is, but I know it's not terribly long. Where you play as brothers, and if I remember correctly, each stick controls a different brother, but I might be making that up. But yeah, that's a game I desperately want to play. Celeste is another one that is my cup of tea, sorta. Like, I love the pixelated platformers, but this one is more Super Meat Boy-ish in its punishing difficulty. But it's also a really, from what I understand, a really good story about how to deal with depression and mental health problems and whatnot, which is very important to me. So, yeah, that's another one that's on the list. Not sure if that's going to actually make it. Of all the roguelikes I played last year, or didn't play last year for the roguelikes for charity, Crypt of the Necrodancer is the one that I'm really upset did not come up for me to play. Because because as roguelikes, I was doing RNG, just rolling the dice to see which game I would play next. And I didn't get to play Crypt of the Necrodancer. This is a gift from Stark Maximum, actually. And I just wanna. So I put that on here just in case. What else? Dishonored is another game that I just always wanted to play through. It's first person. You can go stealth or go like shooter. And go loud neighbors, because of course. Pinball waits through 10 bits. It says that's Stark's name. Yeah, it is. But this is another one that I always wanted to play and never did. So I'm gonna. It'll be fine. The same with Doom. Doom, this is a gift from 10th Tech Priest. And it's the new one from 20, what? Whoa. Hello, age appropriate. It says 2016? Wow, really? But since the new one is coming out this year, Doom Eternal, I figure I should probably play the original. So, yeah, it's like a first-person shooter, but fast-paced and crazy, and that sounds like fun. Let's see, what else? Firewatch is, this was a gift from Steph. because Steph is a sweetheart. It's very heavily story-based. It's a walking simulator style game, and I just really want to play it because it's really, really good. Gunpoint is actually one of the first games that I ever bought on Steam and just have not made time to play. So this one is I don't even know how to explain this. It's a stealth puzzle game where you are the dude in the trench coat, and it's like, I don't actually know how to describe it, so I'm not gonna. But it's really cool, and I've wanted to play it forever. Obviously, said it's one of the first games that I ever got. Now, this one is one that might look a little weird. I did stream this a few times last year to get a feel, because I want to play it with a mouse and keyboard. So, this is a gift from Cap, actually, because Cap is a sweetheart. But Halo Wars was the very first real-time strategy game that I ever played and liked. Because I grew up a console player. I still play games on my PC with a controller, and I don't care if that offends you or not. It's my game. I play it the way I want to. Now, but this, being a real-time strategy game, I wanted to get used to trying to play it with a mouse and keyboard. So I installed it and did some, like, 1v1 player versus PC skirmishes just to get used to it. And I want to play through the campaign of Halo Wars on stream and on YouTube. And one, because I love this game, and I really want to get into Halo. This is the only Halo game I've ever actually played to completion. I borrowed Halo 3 from Squanto once 1,000 years ago, and I played through, I don't know, like a third or half of it. And he asked me what difficulty I was playing it on, and I was playing it on normal. And he called me a bitch and told me to play it on Legendary. So I started over playing on Legendary, and it turns out playing Halo 3 on Legendary is not difficult, it's cheap. And so I got so mad that I gave it back to him. So, yeah. But I really want to get into Halo, especially with the release of the, I don't remember what it's called, but like all the Halo games are on PC or will be soon or something. The Master Chief Collection, is that what it's called? I don't know. But I want to play Halo Wars. But not only do I want to play Halo Wars, I want to play Halo Wars first so that I can then play through StarCraft, the campaigns of StarCraft, and hopefully StarCraft 2. Because those were gifts from, Blizzard Mike. I can't say Mike because you'll be like, Mike? No, not Mike, co-host Mike, but Blizzard Mike that works at Blizzard. He got me codes for those like ever ago, StarCraft Remastered and StarCraft 2. And I'm like, I really want to play these. I got to get good at a real-time strategy game with mouse and keyboard first. So I'm going to play through Halo Wars. Now, this is a campaign. I'm not going to go multiplayer because if I try to play multiplayer, I'll just die. And then I'll get mad, and that's not fun. So I'm going to play through the campaign because the story mode, at least in this, is actually really good. So, I did not know that Warcraft 3 Reforged was coming out. Like, all of a sudden it was like, by the way, it comes out tomorrow. And I went, what? But I don't have it. I can't afford it. If a time comes where it's on sale or someone buys it for me or I stop being broke, then I will add Warcraft 3 to that list almost certainly because I know all the characters from Warcraft, from Hearthstone, and mostly from Hearthstone, and, learning about, and Heroes of the Storm, there we go. So I would like to actually play them in the game where they came from. So if that ever happens, I will add that to the list, but that's not like a request because I probably won't get through Halo Wars and StarCraft 2 this year. So there's no rush on that. Let's be real. I'm not good at getting through things. Let's see. Limbo is another game that I desperately love. It's a side-scrolling puzzle platformer that isn't very long. I could probably knock that out in a stream or two. And then I want to play Inside, which is the spiritual successor. This was a gift from JB Martin. The Game Beard. But this is the spiritual successor. It's not like a sequel, but it's by the same people. It's the same idea. Side-scrolling puzzle platformer where you play as a kid. So, yeah. That's a thing. I'm going to play through that at some point. Light Matter. This is a first-person puzzle game that I just got. It just came out, and I got it from... store page. There we go. And I got it from Humble. I got a code for it. It was like, here's a code to play Light Matter. And I went, oh, okay, cool. But it's a first-person puzzle game where light and shadow are like the main elements. And yeah, I've had my eye on it for a while, and then it popped up in my email like, hey, here's a review code, and I went, also with Limbo and Inside is Little Nightmares, which is another similar style game. This was from Violet Moon. It's not by the same people, but it's the same idea, you know? And this one is more creepy. So yeah, those three are probably games I can just play relatively quickly. Then we come to Maze. M-A-I-Z-E. Like corn. So yeah, Maze. This is a very strange game. It's a first-person, funny puzzle game. I don't know, like, this doesn't do it justice. This game is really freaking bizarre and goofy and funny. And like, you can't tell that from this. But it's another one that I've had installed forever with the intent of playing it and just haven't. But I really want to this year, because this game is so me, y'all. You'll understand when I get to it. It's that really cheesy sense of humor that I just love. What else? Oddworld, new and tasty. Oddworld Abe's Odyssey is one of my favorite games from the PlayStation. I love this game so hard. And this is a complete remaster of it, like graphical overhaul, and I've been hyped for this since it came out 5 years ago. And I acquired it, and like it's another of those cases where I've always wanted to play it, I just haven't had a chance. So hopefully I can knock that out at some point. I call them precision platformers, where when you press the jump button, your character will jump a certain distance every time. Games like Out of This World or Another World, depending on where you're from, and the original Prince of Persia, and there's a big one, Flashback. Those are what I call precision platformers, where the amount, like every press of the button has a certain distance where you'll move and things like that. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. And also you can talk to other things, Mudokons, that's what Abe is, and you can also fart and they will giggle, which makes it the best game ever. Yes. Pizza Titan Ultra. This game the Clues got for me forever ago. He got me a code at a PAX, and he and his wife love it, and I just haven't taken the time to play it. And he asks me all the time, "Did you play Pizza Titan Ultra yet?" I'm like, no, not yet. But you're a giant robot delivering pizza and fighting evil cyborgs. Yeah, sounds awesome. I also want to play, while I'm on first-person puzzle games with Light Matter, I also really want to play Portal on stream, just because I played Portal a long, long time ago. I don't remember anything about Portal. I also want to play Portal 2 at some point, but probably not at the same time, like in the same year. I also want to play the Portal 2 co-op with somebody, like Squee. I think that would be awesome. Resident Evil 4 is another one. It's one of my favorite games ever. Yeah, pretty much ever. And you guys seem to enjoy it when I play games that I love. And also, the Resident Evil 2 remake was a gift from Al for Christmas. And I figure if I'm going to play one Leon game, I might as well play them both. I don't know. I've never played Resident Evil 2. Like, at all. And I never played the remake, of course, because it's new. So, the problem with Resident Evil 2 is I don't actually know if my computer can run and stream Resident Evil 2, because it's new. I don't know. So that one might not happen. Obviously, Shovel Knight is on here because I still want to finish King of Cards. That's a thing that I will do this year, is play through the final DLC. Play King of Cards. Because Plague of Shadows and Spectre of Torment were both so good that, yeah. Soma, this is a game that Pinball got me, is another of those first-person horror, psychological, existential dread games that I've always wanted to play. So I put that on the list. And finally, I have a crap load of point-and-click adventure games on my hard drive. Just a crap load. And I need to figure out how to stream point-and-click adventure games. Because when I play point-and-click adventure games just for myself, I look at and listen to and read everything. But that's probably not the way to do it on stream. So I'm going to practice with one that I know and love. And I played Shadowgate on the NES a lot. A lot. And this is the full remaster thing from, 2014? Yeah. So this seems like a good place to start. So play a game that is familiar and yet completely new. And has achievements, so that's cool. So, yeah. So I have a list here. Is that everything on the list? Or is there more stuff that's not on here, on Steam? Nope. That looks like that's the list. So again, none of these... Okay, very few of these are set in stone. Most of them are hopefuls, because new things will come out and I will get sucked into them. And of course, there's still Underlords and Hearthstone and Skyrim that I will just be playing throughout the year. But none of these, I don't think, are the size of, like, the World of Light in Smash Brothers. And none of these are... At least I don't think. They're not that huge. And like I said, I'm getting better. It's a mindset thing and a procedural thing that I don't need to bore you with. But I'm getting better at spacing some of these out. And then actually just... I have a problem with starting new things. And finishing things. Anyone who's watched my content for a long time will know, I have a real problem with those two things, especially finishing things. But starting a new thing, especially when my brain isn't in the right place, is really hard for me because I don't know how the game works, and figuring it out live on stream is kind of awkward, especially when I'm also recording. And then all the little things like face cam placement and whatnot, it all just sort of looms over me and is like, well, and so I don't start new things as often as I should. But again, that's a mindset thing, and I'm working on that. And a procedural thing, I tend to play, like, a Hearthstone stream could give me like 2 YouTube videos, or it could give me like 10, just depending on how things go. And so then I just leave those on my hard drive for a little while, and then the meta shifts and I'm late to the party and whatnot. So, you know, that's a problem, but I'm working on that. Oh, another thing is the Galakrond's Awakening adventure thing. I'm doing that this year. Duh. That was also a gift from Cap. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing tomorrow night for those of you that are watching this live, for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, Chapter 2 probably either already went up or is soon to go up, probably tomorrow. Hey! But yeah, like I said, very few of these are set in stone. These are just some ideas I'm kicking around, because if you look... Here, let me show you. This is a list of games that I did play last year and made video content out of. This is the list of stuff I want to play. Now you'll notice that it's longer. By 3 actually. But a lot of these are shorter games. Soma. Bastion is relatively short. Limbo and Inside, and like Bendy and Maze and Untitled Goose Game. So I'm hoping that I can get more different games played and still knock out most of these and still, fit in some other stuff. Now, I can guarantee I won't get through all of these this year. But that's... I want to get through as many as possible. You know what I mean? So if you have any suggestions for games that I should play that aren't like brand spanking new, because I can't afford that, then drop them in the comments, or even better, go to the Manipool Discord server and drop them in the... What is the name of that channel? The Game Suggestions channel. Hey! So yeah, and if you want to help support what I do with all of this, then, and of course we're still doing podcasts all the time, don't forget that. But if you want to help support what I do with all of this, then feel free to go to patreon.com/themanipool, sign up as a lifeguard, and, help a brother out with his video content creation, because it's all free, So any support you give can help a lot. Now, if you don't want to do that, but you buy video games and you want to help support me without having to throw any extra money, you can use my link. Anything you buy on humblebundle.com can, help a brother out. If you use my referral link, that directly benefits Manipool Productions. Like, directly. Yeah. And it doesn't cost you any extra money. And that helps a lot. Or, of course, watch, share, view on Twitch, watch the YouTube videos, drop some links in Reddit every once in a while or something. Anything to help spread the word is the best. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, we're still got podcasts and stuff, all the usual things. Yeah. But there you go. That is just some of the things that I would like to maybe kind of hopefully do in 2020. Not like I don't have all this stuff scheduled out, and I'm sure that at some point I will look at my ridiculous Steam library and be like, you know what, I really want to play this, and it's something completely different. But these are the things that jumped out at me while I was doing this a few days ago. Yay. So I guess that's that. That's just some of the plans for 2020. I'm looking forward to the year, because last year, as Pinball Witch said earlier in the chat, 2019 felt like it was a decade long. 2019 was a huge pile of balls. It was awful. And so I'm really looking forward to 2020 in hopes of making it a better year. I want to do more better content and a more better brain and more better personal life and more better and OBS disconnected. So you guys aren't even seeing this live. That's okay. It's still recording for YouTube. Apparently the internet is crappy around here today. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so that is that. I really appreciate all the support and everything. So thank you all so very much for joining me, and have a good 2020 and go play some games.